A very good morning, everyone. Today we are discussing about different biasing method. Already in yesterday class we discussed about fixed bias method and collector to base bias method. So now today we are discussing self bias method or voltage divider biasing method. Self bias or voltage divider biasing method. Okay, so in previous sessions, that is in previous method, fixed bias method and collector to base bias method, the stability factor is very high. Okay, in approximately in fixed bias method, S value is 1 plus beta. So when the beta value is high, the stability factor is also very high. Next, compared to fixed bias, collector to base bias method, stability factor is reduced compared to fixed bias. But this collector to base bias method is not useful for some amplifier circuits like transformer coupled method. So for that, we are using the self bias method. So in the self bias method, the stability factor is completely reduced. It is approximately equal to 1. So a simple circuit, this self-bias circuit is a simple circuit used to establish a stable operating point. Okay, so first of all, draw the circuit diagram of self-bias method. This is the circuit diagram of self-bias method. R1, R2. This is Thevenin's equivalent voltage, V Thevenin's RC. Here and one more resistor. RE emitter resistor. Okay, so this is the collector current IC and base current IB and base emitter voltage VBE. Okay, so it is equivalent circuit is base resistor RB. It is nothing but RB is nothing but R1 parallel with R2 and Thevenin's voltage V Thevenin's and RE emitter resistor and RC. This is VCC, here also VCC. Collector current IC passing through resistor RC. So VBE here, base current IB and V Thevenin's. Here the emitter current IE is equal to IB plus IC. IB plus IC. Next here if IC tends to increase in the circuit due to the temperature changes or due to the transistor is replaced with another one. So if the IC tends to increase due to increase in ICO with temperature. Okay, so if IC tends to increase due to increase in ICO with temperature, the current in RE is increased. So IC is increased, automatically the RE is increased here. The current in RE, that is IE is increased here. When the IE is increased, the voltage drop across RE. Voltage drop across RE. So IE RE is also increased here. So thereby decreasing the base current. So when we have increasing this one, then the base current is automatically decreased here. When the base current is decreased, so as a result IC is maintained a constant, almost constant. Automatically IB is also decreased here. So it maintain IC is also decreased here. So IC is maintained almost constant. Okay, is it clear? So when IC is increased due to the increase in ICO with temperature, the current in RE, that is IE, is also increases. When IE is increases, voltage drop across RE is increased. When the voltage drop across RE is increased, base current is decreased here. When the base current decreased, automatically the collector current is also reduced. So finally it maintains the constant collector current. So now you have to calculate the stability factor S. So first apply Thevenin's theorem to the circuit. Then Vt is equal to R2 into VCC by R1 plus R2, and RB is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Parallel resistors. These two are parallel resistors. So Thevenin's voltage Vt is equal R2 into VCC by R1 plus R2. It is like voltage divider rule. Next R1 R2 are in parallel. So base resistor RB is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So next the loop equation around the base circuit. The loop equation around the base circuit, that is nothing but in the input circuit, in this one. Loop equation, write down the loop equation further. So Vt minus loop equation. Vt minus IB RB minus VBE minus IE. So IE is nothing but IB plus IC into RE is equal to 0. So from this equation you have to find out the value of IB. So IB is equal to IB. So for that Vt minus IB RB minus VBE, multiply here IB RE minus IC RE is equal to 0. So finally IB common here, IB RB plus RE is equal to, remaining term shift to right side, then Vt minus VBE, Vt minus VBE minus IC RE. So finally IB is equal to Vt minus VBE minus IC RC by RB plus RE, and differentiate IB with respect to IC, then DIB by DIC is equal to, differentiate this constant term, Vt is constant, VB is also constant here, so this term is equal to 0, differentiation of this constant is equal to 0, and differentiation of IC with respect to IC is nothing but 1. So DIB by DIC is equal to minus RE by RB plus RC, RB plus RE. Substitute this equation in stability formula. So stability equation S is equal to, already we know this, 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta into DIB by DIC. So S is equal to 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta into, substitute this one, 1 minus beta, minus into minus plus RE by RB plus RE. RB plus RE. This is the stability formula for self-bias method. Okay, so the value of S is, from this equation we can say that the value of S is equal to 1 if the RB by RE ratio is 1. So again you have to write down this equation like this, S is equal to 1 plus beta into 1 plus RB by RE by 1 plus beta into beta plus RB by RE. RB by RE, small derivation by using this equation. S is equal 1 plus beta into 1 plus RB by RE by 1 plus beta plus RB by RE. So from this equation we can say that S value is very low value. It's approximately equal to 1 when the ratio of RB by RE is very small compared to 1. So when it is low value compared to 1, we are ignoring this one. So 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta. Here also ignoring. So 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta. Then finally S is equal to 1. So as this ratio becomes unity and beyond towards infinity. So as the value of stability factor goes on increasing till S is equal to 1 plus beta. So observe here in fixed bias method S is equal to 1 plus beta is reduced to 1 in the self-bias method. This improvement in the stability up to factor equal to 1 is achieved at the cost of power dissipation. And to improve the stability, the equivalent resistance RB must be decreased. Equivalent resistance RB must be decreased and RE value must be increased here. Okay, so this is about a self-bias method. Okay, so the stability is almost equal to 1. So finally the stability is reduced here. Next, find out the stability factor S dash. S dash. Already we know the stability factor S dash is nothing but it is defined as the rate of change of IC with respect to VBE, rate of change of IC with VBE, keeping ICO and beta constant. Okay, so finally S dash is nothing but dou IC by dou VBE. So it's nothing but delta IC by delta VBE when ICO and beta constant here. So from the circuit diagram, so VT, Thevenin's voltage VT is equal to IBRB plus VBE plus IERE from circuit. Okay, so IB into RB plus RE. Why? Because here IE is substitute. In the place of IE is nothing but IB plus IC. When you have substitute this term, IB again is common. RB plus RE plus IC RE plus VBE. Okay, so this is equation 1. This is equation 1. Then this IB is equal to again one more equation. Already we know this. IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta into ICO. From this equation, IB is equal to again IC minus 1 plus beta into ICO by beta. This is collector current for common configuration. This is okay. From this equation, we can write as base current IB is equal to IC minus 1 plus beta into ICO by beta. This is equation 2. Okay. Substitute equation 2 in equation 1. Substitute equation 2 in equation 1. Right one. Substitute equation 2 in 1. So then VT is equal to IC by beta RB plus RC IB. Substitute this one at the place of IB plus VBE plus ICRE and remaining term, this term. So minus ICO by beta 1 plus beta into RB plus RE, equation 3. Okay, differentiate this equation with respect to VBE. Then we get dou IC by IC. So differentiation of this constant term is nothing but 0. So differentiation of IC, dou IC by dou VBE. Here beta is constant. So RB plus RC by beta. And differentiation of constant term is 1. Differentiation of VBE with respect to VBE is 1. Next plus RE, differentiation of IC with respect to VBE minus remaining term is all are constant, so remaining term is 0. So finally minus 1, this plus 1 shift to left side, dou IC common here. So DIC common. RB plus RG by beta plus RE. So finally S dash is nothing but, this term is nothing but S dash is equal to minus beta, apply LCM here, minus beta by RB plus beta common, 1 plus beta into 1 plus beta into RE. This is the S dash for the self bias circuit. Like that you have to calculate S double dash also. So S double dash is nothing but derivation. It is defined as ratio of change, rate of change of IC to beta, keeping ICO and VBE constant. Okay, so for that already we know this equation, IC is equal to, from the third equation. From the equation 3, we can written as IC is equal to, from equation 3, IC is equal to beta into VT minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE plus beta into 1 plus beta by beta, ICO RB plus RE by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. So in the second term, beta is greater than 1. So we are neglecting this one. We are greater than 1. So IC is equal to finally beta into VT minus VBE by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. So plus beta into, this term is neglecting here. So beta into ICO into RB plus RE by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. Okay, so next here differentiate this equation with respect to beta. So finally S double dash is nothing but DIC by D beta is equal to IC by beta into 1 plus beta into RE by RE plus RB. Okay, it's approximately equal to SIC by beta into 1 plus beta. Finally we get this answer. S double dash is nothing but S into IC by beta into 1 plus beta. This is the stability factors for self-bias method. This is very important method. Why? Because the stability factor is approximately equal to unity. Okay, so stability is completely reduced compared to fixed bias method and self-bias method. And the next topic is about bias compensation using diodes. Okay, so bias compensation using diodes. Okay, so till now we are discussing about the different biasing methods, that is fixed bias method, collector to bias method, collector to base bias method, and third one is self bias method. All these are for stabilize the operating point. All these are stabilize the operating point. All for the, along with that biasing methods, diodes, thermistors and sensistors can be used to compensate for variations in current. Okay, is it clear? So along with the biasing method, diodes, thermistors, sensistors also can be used to compensate for variations in current. Okay, so in that first one is by diode compensation method. So this is the circuit diagram for a diode compensation method. So at the place of resistor we have to use the diode in the self bias methods circuit. RB, base resistor RB, collector resistor RC, IB, this is the current I0, IB current, this is IB current. and this one is VBE. Okay, so here this is the transistor amplifier with the diode connected across the base emitter junction. Across the base emitter junction, here the base emitter junction VBE. Okay, diode connected across the base emitter junction for compensation of change in collector current in saturation current ICO. Okay, so here the diode is connected across the base emitter junction for compensation of change in collector saturation current ICO. So the diode is also same material as the transistor, and it is reverse biased by the base emitter junction voltage. So base emitter junction voltage plus minus, and here the reverse bias by the base emitter junction voltage VBA. So it is reverse bias. VD is opposite to the VBA. So the diode reverse saturation current I0 to flows through the diode. So the base current IB is equal to I minus I0. Okay, so as long as the temperature is constant, the diode operates as a resistor. Okay, when the temperature is constant, the diode operates as like a resistor only. As the temperature increases, so then ICO of transistor increases. Then to compensate for this, the base current IB should be decreased here. So when the ICO is increased here, automatically the base current is decreased. Base current is decreased. When the base current is decreased, automatically the collector current maintains the constant. Collector current maintains constant. Okay, is it clear? So the increase in temperature will also cause the leakage current IO through diode D to increase, and thereby decreasing the base current IB. This is required to action to keep IC constant. Okay, this method of biasing compensation does not need to change in IC to affect the change in IB, as both IO and ICO can track almost equally according to the change in temperature. Am I clear? So finally, what I say here, so when the temperature increases, automatically the reverse leakage current ICO is also increased here. When it is increased, the base current is reduced here. When the base current reduced, the collector current maintains the constant. Okay, so this is about the bias compensation method using diodes. Okay, thank you.